This is Shafi and Sophia, an Afghan couple who arrived in France just a few months before the fall of Kabul.
Unfortunately, right now there is no hope for the good news. In a part of my country, the Taliban killed someone. In a part of the country, that woman can't go to work.
Both journalists by profession, the pair are particularly affected by the negative news. Last May, female journalists were forced to cover their face entirely, even on air.
This is office of Toulon News. It showed that the men and women, all their face, covered their face.
The men, however, wear masks, not for health reasons, but out of solidarity. For these professionals, it's a daily battle steeped in risk.
As a journalist and as a reporter in Afghanistan, it means that you are playing with the fire. And during of my 7 years of experience, I lost more than 10 of my colleagues.
In the summer of 2020, Shafi began working on a report in the Nangarhar region of the country. But after receiving a threatening phone call from the Islamic State, he decided to leave the country immediately.
This is the all documents that I bring with myself from Afghanistan.
Whilst some could call it an extreme reaction, it's because the attacks he witnessed against his peers were constant. In the region where he was investigating, an explosion had just targeted a prison where 300 IS fighters escaped.
Like these pictures, Islamic State group claims deadly attack on Afghanistan.
After 4 months in Turkey, Shafi and Sophia applied for asylum in France. In April 2020, they first moved into a refugee house near Nantes, and it was only after settling down in a new country that they learned Kabul had fallen.
Up to now, I don't believe it. In 2 or 3 days, all of my countries fell under the Taliban. We lost everything.
It's particularly hard for women, Sophia's main point of interest. The couple works freelance and often from home. But a few days a month, Shafi goes into the newsroom of one of his new employers, which works exclusively to tell the stories of migrants and the displaced.
When you're working as a refugee, so it's very interesting because of this, you feel that not only you, there's a lots of other people also have the same thing that your life.
Whether it's topics he can relate to or not, Shafi remains committed to pursuing journalism from his host country.